Hello, Transformers fans! And today I have another upgrade. Not what you're seeing off to the right hand side, not what you're seeing off to the left hand side. But it is the new Transform Dreamwave TCW-03, their upgrade set for Superion. And I didn't happen to mention this in the Computron video, but once again, the by the pictures that they had put out online for what they had originally intended to do, once again does not actually come with any, pieces for like the elbows or the arms to. I mean, they were gonna do it for Defensor and Bruticus, where they were gonna have some pieces over it, so that way, it looked more solid, and you couldn't see like the line in between where it's obviously the individual figure's legs. But yeah, once again, they opted out of that. And this is pretty much the same thing as the Unite Warriors Computron set. Obviously, just some remolding on the chest piece. Everything else is exactly the same, except in white plastic. So, there we have that. And just like I said, exactly the same. Except in white plastic. And even the hands are exactly the same. So, no real need to actually show that off. Although, I will show this off. I couldn't do this for Computron, but I can still get away with doing it on the Superion. And if you notice, this has 3 small, I do mean small stress marks right in here. This other one, right off over here, is so light you can't really even see it, but there's that one, and that line is, that far one is actually more of where, like, the markings from the mold were. So, zoomed in when I meant to zoom out. And seeing as these are the exact same feet that they previously used for Defensor and Bruticus, it still has a spot for a repro label right in there. But this kit for Superion and also for Computron, there's no instructions where this is actually showing, except for transforming this. Okay, so obviously I have already pulled the foot apart here. So all you need to do is to push this down on both sides. And like I was saying, this one I can get away with doing by doing this for this kit. And for some reason, it's just causing way too many stress marks in those joints right there, or hinges, for Computron's feet. But this is the shield. So this is what it looks like. Apparently, this is its only function when it's not being used as a foot. So, just remember to be very careful. See, there's the click. Apparently it doesn't click when you're trying to put it into the shield form, but it does click when you put it back to the foot. And Yeah, I have a few small lines, the same thing as over here. See, this is like right towards the end in here, whereas Computron's was like right in the middle there. I don't know, apparently maybe they just had too much plastic still in those spots, and some maybe extra flash molding that they never got out, or maybe they fixed the problem a little bit because maybe they made his first. I don't know. Anything's possible here. But same thing as Computron. This is a weapon. I couldn't get the post out of the other Computron's foot, but that's the post right there. So there's that, and the weapons do the exact same thing. And obviously you can tell this one was made out of the white plastic. And once again, the handles are not painted whatsoever. And it can still fit nice and fine into any of your Transformers' hands. And then, actually, you know, I might want to try this, because this is supposed to fit in, and this time I actually have Scourge. This is supposed to fit in the hand, and this one's even more secure than that one is. So, yep, definitely not dropping that. Oh, this backwards right there. Okay, let's put this back in together. Transform this foot again. Alrighty. Oh, there we go. Popped out there. Okay. And this is the exact same piece that is on Computron, except it has gold paint on it. And that is the only difference. And it does the exact same thing. And here is the new chest piece and crotch plate for Superion. And for the alt mode, this does the exact same thing for Silverbolt. The only thing is that well, I'll show you in just a second here, because I already have him in his alt mode right here. So we'll just start with that. Okay, so flip up the landing gear, and yes, I still have the regular Combiner Wars head for this set, and the instructions show to leave his antenna out, and they're supposed to try to work themselves up inside the body further, seeing as there's, you know, a ton of hollow space, so that way you can have the clip points in here. And I will happen to mention, I mean, you can kind of tell that this looks more like the white color that you would probably see for the Unite Warriors. Although online this said this was specifically for the Combiner Wars version. Yeah. Definite color difference right there. Even, I mean, even the feet are a little bit closer of a match, but it's this in particular, because this is actually the white color of the white plastic, and this the red is painted on, obviously, as you can see. But for some reason, I mean, it looks like it's the exact same color when these two are, actually they probably are, but for for some reason, the feet and the hands actually look like they're a closer match to Silverbolt, even though they're really not. It definitely looks like it's more of a match to the Unite Wars color that I saw online. I unfortunately do not have a Unite Warrior Superion, but let's get on with this. And yeah, you notice I do have Ripper labels on here, and some of the stickers are starting to peel, but same thing. These two clips go right in here, although this is what I was going to tell you, that for some reason these do not want to stay in. They do not want to clip in properly. They clipped in just fine for Computron, and the tab goes into the back end right there. I mean, it's not going to just like fall out or anything, and these are supposed to be your new landing gear. And the only thing is, just watch, they're nice and flat right there. See, look, he sits up at an angle all by himself. I do not have these down, and if you do, I mean, it's just gonna flatten him out a little bit, but he will stay at like an angle. These as landing gear work a little bit better to give him a more flat look than the ones for Computron. These ones actually angled down more. I think that's the only reason. And then, you know, these things do the exact same thing that they did for the alt mode on Computron. I already have the one on, and as you can see, if you push it up all the way, it kind of does bend the arm. Or sorry, not arm, wing. I meant to say wing, because if you push it up all the way, the wing's bent up a little bit. So, well, there we go. So I guess we'll just get down to the combiner transformation. And it's actually a little bit easier to get these off than it was for the Computron. Obviously, because the wings are not getting in the way. So, and that is the only issue that I have right here. I have to use a little something to help pop pop his head up out of there. There we go. Alright, and just like the last time, I am going to actually attach stuff beforehand before I actually put the limbs on. And I know I'm probably not putting them on the right figures. But it doesn't matter at this particular second. You know, it's Scramble City, so Alright, and then once again, flip these over, flip that over, and then start attaching them to the leg. And yes, I know this will cover up my rubber labels, but oh well. Just make sure that this hinge is actually straight, so that way it's like this, because it does get pegged in on this part too. Okay, so this port goes in, or sorry, this peg goes into this port right up on the side of the leg, and then this smaller peg goes into that screw hole right there. And same thing on the other side. Oh, now I can attach the legs if it wants to work with me here. And so that's one of the good things about Superion, is that if I really wanted to make sure that I didn't see any of like the coloring behind here, I can always you know, have him on there because of the white combiner peg. But I don't really need it because, you know, obviously it's covered up. So, alright, and the chest plate actually clips on better than it does on Computron, because not only do you have these clips right here, but you also have clips on the side, which Computron did not. So it has multiple points to stay in place. So you clip that on first, clip that on, and you can see right here, clips right up on underneath where the bottom of his original chest plate ends. And then you just flip these around. See, they're actually covering up the small gap in there. And this one, I mean, you can pop those in if you want, but to me, I mean, the Superion just looks better with his crotch plate straight out. But I mean, you can tilt it a little bit if you want, you know, your toy, whatever you think looks best. And then just put in his arms, and there we go. I know I also do not have his weapon, so there we have for that. And there is the Superion. And just so we have the comparison. Oh, man, going down over here. Okay, there's Computron, and oddly enough, Superion's actually maybe like a quarter of an inch taller than Computron is. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I might have to back up a little bit to get all four of these guys in the picture here. Yep. There we go. And as you can see, my my background is actually quite tall. it's if I ever have any other videos for any other Devastator upgrades, if anybody ever makes any more, but once the Predaking comes out, obviously he's supposed to be the exact same size as Devastator, and I'm pretty sure that there'll be tons of upgrade kits coming out for him. Supposed to be the same height, 18 inches tall. I got that from Big Bad Toy Store, one of the extreme sets. So obviously it gives plenty of room to still be in the picture with all four of these guys. And yeah, I just wish both of these guys had a little bit extra height. I wish, you know, obviously they could have done something. I mean, they could have remolded these to be a little bit longer than these, because obviously he's already a little taller than him anyway. You know, just a little bit of extra length, make them both equal in height. That's all I'm saying. Make them as tall. You never know, maybe if they get enough complaints, maybe they'll actually put out a couple new pieces. So obviously, you know, they'd have to make the ones for the Computron before they make these ones, because then they'd have to remold it. But yeah, just something simple, you know, and just give a little piece that you know, obviously has the combiner, has a combiner port attachment already into it, and that has another attachment right up underneath it, so the entire piece just slides up over the original leg and then pegs into place on either side, and then has the place for the peg, the combiner peg on the actual leg itself. So I mean, if somebody does come up with something like that, I would definitely end up buying it, just to give these guys equal, if not a smidge taller appearance than these two guys, because yeah. Alrighty. So if you happen to like either any of these 4 upgrade kits, I know these two at the end, the Defensor and the Brutus, came out a while ago. Computron and Superion just came out within the last 2-3 weeks, I guess. Waiting to see if they Transform Dreamwave will actually come out with a kit for the Combiner Wars Computron. Because I will also do a video on that if they do. And hopefully my other upgrades come in soon, so I can actually get videos out to you guys for that. Because believe me, there are tons of them coming. I just have to wait on, I think, 1 or 2 more orders, so that way they can actually ship the entire order itself. Alright, so thanks for watching.